Hello everyone. In this topic, we are going to explain deploying JasperReports Server with an external DB. So, the agenda is deploying JasperReports Server with an external DB using AWS RDS. For this deployment, I have already created an external DB which is hosted on AWS RDS. One thing, you need to make sure that your cluster and RDS should communicate with each other or they are reachable. I have updated my cluster security group in Postgres security group so that both my cluster and Postgres can communicate with each other. To deploy JasperReports Server, we need two images, that is Jasper Server Web App and Jasper Server Build-O-Matic. If you want to know how to create these images, please refer the video Creating Docker Images for JasperReports Server. So let's jump into the demo now. For this deployment, you will find each and every step in README file, which is present under JS Docker repository. For that, you just have to navigate to Jaspersoft containers folder. Under that, KTS, JRS, Helm, and here you can see README file. These are the prerequisites for deploying JasperReports Server. So just scroll down. As you can see here, this is a use case for deploying JasperReports Server using Postgres SQL container in KTS cluster. But in this demo, we are going to explain deploying JasperReports Server with an external DB, which is hosted on AWS. As I mentioned earlier, for this deployment, you will require two images, that is Jasper Server Web App and Jasper Server Build-O-Matic. So these are the steps for that. If you want to know how to create these images, please refer the video Creating Docker Images for JasperReports Server. Before creating the images, please make sure that you update the dbhost value with your repository hostname in default master.properties. You can find default master.properties under Jaspersoft containers, Docker, JRS, resources, default master properties. Here, I have updated the dbhost value with my PostgreSDB endpoint, which is hosted on AWS RDS. For this deployment, I have already created the images. So let's have a look. Now, once the images are built, then we need to tag and push these images into the ECR. For that, first we need to create the ECR. To create ECR, first you need to log in into AWS and then under Services, navigate to Elastic Container Registry. Then click on Create Repository. Here, just provide the repository name. And then click on Create Repository. Once the ECR is created, now let's connect to it. Under View Push Commands, you will find the command to connect the ECR and to tag and push the images into ECR. These are the commands that you will see under View Push Commands. So now let's connect to ECR. So once the ECR is connected, you need to tag and push the images into ECR. So here I'm going to tag web app image first. It is tagged now. Now I can push the image into ECR. As you can see here, Jaspersoft web app image is pushed now. So now let's tag to Jaspersoft Buildomatic. This is the command for that. Once it is tagged, we can push the image into ECR. So image for Buildomatic is also pushed now. So as you can see here, both the images, web app and Buildomatic are present under ECR. To update the values.yaml, you just have to navigate to KTS folder. Under that, JRS, helm, and values.yaml. First, let's change the tag and name for Jaspersoft web app image. So this is the tag and name for web app image. Now let's do it for Buildomatic. Image tag is built. And this is the image name. Once you update the values.yaml, just save this file. Next is placing your obtained license under license folder. For that, you just have to navigate to KTS folder, JRS, helm, secrets, and license. I have already placed my license file under this folder. Once it is done, next step is to generate the key store and place them into key store folder. To generate the key store, please refer the provided guide. Once the keys are placed in the key store folder, make sure to change the permission to 644 using this command. As you can see here, I have already generated the keys and I have changed the permission to 644. We are done with the key store generation part. Now Deep will cover the other part of deployment.
Okay, thanks Ashwarya. Now next we need to add dependency chart repositories on K8s path. We need to go to following path. Here we will paste the following commands and we will execute those commands. As you can see here, a dependency charts repositories got added. We already have RDS as an external DB, so we'll skip this step. After that, we need to install JRS using this command. So we'll execute this command. So as you can see here, a JRS is deployed successfully. Now let's check the pod status. We'll run this command kubectl get pods. So here you can see all the pods are up and running. Now we will run following command kubectl get all. You can also check logs for any particular pods. You can see the logs related to that particular pod. This log is useful for debugging purposes. So yeah. we can we can run below command to get the app URL for running Jasper Report Server. Here you can see the link for the JRS for running the JRS. Now let's log into the URL. We will log in through super user. Here in the About Jasper Report Server page, you can see that our JRS has deployed successfully. Thank you.